North Africa. Unlike cowhide,
what makes camel leather truly special is that the animal lives in extreme conditions: heat, cold, sand.
the journey begins at specialized camel farms, where animals are raised for both their milk and hides.
See the uneven thickness here and these marks.
It doesn't meet the standards. Reject it.
We reject more hides than we accept. Every mark on that hide will show in the final shoe. When someone pays for luxury, they're paying for perfection.
Before a hide can become leather, it must go through soaking, a process that rehydrates the raw skin after preservation in salt.
Soaking is where the transformation begins. You're waking the hide back up. If you rush this step, the leather cracks. If you oversoak, you lose fiber strength.
Next comes liming, a chemical process using calcium hydroxide to remove all hair and surface proteins from the hide.
Liming sounds harsh, but it's one of the most important steps. The quality of the tanning depends entirely on how well the hide is.
We're removing everything that doesn't belong in the final leather. Fat pockets cause weak spots. Uneven thickness causes inconsistent.
Workers measure thickness using handheld digital gauges. Each hide is graded and grouped by thickness.
Now the hides enter tanning, the chemical process that permanently transforms raw skin into stable.
The tannery's vegetable tanning section is ancient in appearance, but precise in execution.
Vegetable tanning takes time, sometimes 2 months for a single batch. But what you get at the end is leather that ages beautifully.
Once tanned, the hides go through sammying. The unique pebble texture of camel leather becomes clearly visible, finer than ostrich, more structured than cowhide.
The drying room is where camel leather reveals its character. Every hide is slightly different grain depth, different color tone.
After drying, the leather is shaved to a precise, uniform thickness using industrial splitting machines.
Now the leather undergoes dyeing, where it receives its final color.
Color matching in luxury leather is an exact science. We use spectrophotometers to measure every batch against the brand's approved.
After dyeing, the leather goes through fat liquoring, an essential step where oils and lubricants are worked into the fiber structure.
The leather absorbs the oils over 2 to 3 hours, emerging soft, flexible, and with a natural sheen beginning to develop.
If fat liquoring is what separates stiff industrial leather from something you want to touch. For luxury shoes, the leather
A glazing machine presses a smooth glass cylinder across the leather surface at high.
The glaze is the signature. When you see that depth of shine on camel leather.
The finished camel leather is now ready to enter the shoemaking facility.
See this scar here? We must cut around it.
Yes, shifting the pattern slightly will save the piece.
Cutting camel leather is not like cutting fabric. Every square centimeter of this material has a different character. My job is to Skiving is invisible work. Nobody looks at the inside of a seam on a finished shoe. But every great shoemaker knows. The cut and skived components move to the stitching room, one of the most skilled departments. Here,
Our stitchers train for 2 years before they touch a luxury shoe. The margin for error is essentially zero.
The assembled upper now moves to lasting, the process of stretching and pulling the leather over a last, which is a foot-shaped mold.
Lasting camel leather is different from cowhide. It's more responsive, it moves more willingly, which is actually harder to control. You need to work faster.
With the upper lasted, the welt is attached, a strip of leather that runs around the perimeter of the shoe.
When someone buys a Goodyear welted shoe, they're buying a shoe they can resole 5, 6, 7 times.
The sole is now attached to the welted shoe. For luxury camel leather shoes, the outsole is typically full.
The sole edge tells you everything about a shoemaker. It's not hidden now. It's right there on the side of the shoe, visible. Camel leather responds to polish in a way that very few other leathers do.
We reject approximately 8% of shoes at final inspection.
The box is the first thing the customer touches. The shoe is the last.
The patina on this camel leather is entirely natural, sourced from the finest tannery in Florence. The stitching is hand welted.
Ah, it's exquisite.
The leather moves with the foot, no stiffness, no creak. The surface catches daylight differently with every step. This is camel leather doing exactly what it was made to do.
Over 200 individual steps. Months of craftsmanship. One pair of shoes.
People ask me if the process will ever be automated. I tell them the machines already do what machines can do.